What's up, everybody? Blake the Scholar here, and we're bringing back a fan favorite today on Brawl. And it's Greasefang. Yay, Greasefang! Greasefang is a Orzohv commander, one colorless, one plains, one black, a legendary creature rat pilot. At the beginning of combat on your turn, return target vehicle card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Return it to the owner's hand at the beginning of your next end step. So you get a 4/3 creature for the 3 costs. It's not bad. It's a great crewer. Basically can crew most vehicles, I would say. The 4 power meets that criteria. I feel that's kind of was the design concept behind this card. Kind of gave it robust toughness, to be honest. It's kind of a problem to deal with in that regard. And then you can get a lot of value from it as well. You can just as long as you have the artifact vehicle in your graveyard, when you go to combat, this thing summons it up, and you get it for the turn. It's on the battlefield. It's hasted. You'd have to meet its criteria for crewing, but then you can swing with it. Get those combat triggers, the attack triggers, whatever the basically the vehicle benefits from. Sometimes there's even enter the battlefield triggers with vehicles. So it's really cool build around. Of course, it's very, very powerful. So, I mean, there's many ways to go about this deck. I think what you really kind of want to do is kind of focus on the sacrifice. The artifact, there's definitely some artifact synergy and graveyard synergy. So I feel like kind of also having some like outlets here, basically kind of some effects to make some of the artifacts or vehicles stick. I think that's also kind of important. And so a card like Ephemerate kind of looks good on face value. Will you get the rebound value? I think we will. I think we have creatures in general that will benefit in this deck for enter the battlefield triggers. It will probably make it worthwhile. So I think Ephemerate is probably a good start. I also do like a card like Esper Sentinel. I like artifact creatures, because we will be playing like a card like Oswald Fiddlebender, and obviously maybe Esper Sentinel might not be the best like sacrifice outlet, but it is a start, right? And just kind of giving these like kind of just little synergistic payoffs here and there, like having an artifact creature that's also a fox pilot. We kind of like that. And we can even play cards like Brilliant Restoration to like even maximize our ability to play artifacts, and putting artifacts in our graveyard, get them back later with a card such as that, seems to be very good for us. So let's check some things out. I have been looking at the new set, Dustmourn, and I think there are some new vehicles available. Does Manifest play a part for us? It could, to a degree. I mean, Manifest mostly deals with creatures though, and we're going to be playing lots of artifacts in general, so maybe not the best. We will definitely have a lot of graveyard stuff going, so Reanimate sounds like a good bet there. Brilliant Restoration also sounds pretty solid so far. I'm just curious, maybe if we should get right into the juice and get it right into the vehicles. I did want to add some of that kind of aforementioned like sacrifice synergy, and I do love Skrelv here at the bottom end, that nice little legendary creature. I do love that. We want to get a little bit of rampies, and let's look at the legendaries. I definitely want to check those out. Legendary. Alright, it's Frodo. I don't know if we're a Frodo deck. Let's put the craft button on, just to make sure we don't miss anything here. Don't really want to play the alchemy cards, just because I kind of love to make these for my paper versions, and I kind of like want to stray, kind of utilize the cards in the card pool that I can actually utilize. Excuse me. Kembas with equipments. Velia, that sounds cool. I just want to make sure I'm not really missing too much. SRAM's not the worst either, right? It's a lot. That's more like casting. Okay. Fortune. It's interesting too. Toby. Toby's new. Toby's a token payoff. That one's cool. Myrel, Audric, Sarah the Benevolent, Thousand Moon Smitty. Okay. Obviously, Elish Norn could be a player here. Gandalf. Interesting. Okay, I did see some legendaries I like. Felia and Oswald. Seem very good. This one can kind of accelerate us in certain circumstances, getting us to some really nasty artifacts, like a portal to Phyrexia. Can sacrifice a Parhelion into a portal, which is a pretty wombo combo. Felia is obviously just very good because we can blink our vehicles and have them stick. For instance, they might not, attack for that turn, but like, they could attack, for instance, but we could also blink it in that process. So if there's like attack triggers, we could set them off, but we could also blink it too, which is really good. Really good for like that's really good stuff, guys. Really good. What are we thinking here? Anything else? Boromir's kind of an interesting choice for the indestructibility to get through like some indestructible things. You can also do like a Ratadrabbit combo with that. If we wanted to play like a Ratadrabba. A Ratadrabbi. But that's also like a drain payoff. I don't know if we're gonna play anything that has that sick combo. Fortune. Okay. Oh, the creature has to be saddled. Okay, so it has to saddle the particular vehicle. I wouldn't mind the Elish Norn either because this card is just very good with enter the battlefield triggers, and I think we will have a few of those. How about this one? Entering or leaving. How bizarre. I think that's like if they're sacrificed, right? The card that comes to my mind is the Ichor Wellspring for that. Like leaving and then getting that additional trigger. Artifacts leaving. Interesting stuff. Maybe we'll put an Elish Norn in there. Parhelion. So guys, this is like kind of the Wombo Bombo combo if you haven't kind of observed Greasefang before in the wild. And what happens here is that you hopefully get this on before you cast Greasefang, like for instance with like a Stitcher's Supply or a Mire Triton, Undead Butler, yada yada yada. These cards, there's even Ripples of Undeath, so we need to get that card in. You mail that in, you find a Parhelion into your graveyard or entomb it, in like a different type of format. And then you cast Greasefang, and then you go ahead and basically turn 3 summon one of these out, and then all of a sudden you have a lot of power on the battlefield. And the point is just to like figure out a way to like kind of sacrifice it, repeat, rinse, right? So cards that kind of like aid in this process, obviously we don't have Entomb, but we do have like cards that like kind of help get us there. I mean, ramp is very important for this particular deck. You want a good amount of ramp. So, you know, the Mana Rocks definitely will help. Definitely want to have like a Mox Amber. Springleaf Drum's probably good enough. Cold Steel Heart should be fine. Guardian Idol's not terrible either. Probably want the Mind Stone just because it comes in untapped. Ornithopter's probably not too bad either. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with an Ornithopter of Paradise too, just for the colors. Solo Transform, I don't know if we're going to be dealing with any Ironcrag. It's pretty decent. I think I'm pretty happy with that suite. You can even play like an altar because you know you're like gonna be, you want an outlet, right? You want some outlets, and that generates mana, which is good. And you could do that pretty much at any time, which is also interesting. Love this. I love this vehicle, guys. The Cultivator Caravan is a complete mega bomb here. Just that kind of. You want to have a couple vehicles with Greasefang, and I've talked about this in my EDH deck text. You want to have a couple like vehicles that are just good for a low casting cost, because you're going to play cards that synergize well with the other vehicles. So for instance, you have like a Surge Hacker mech, and that will deal damage to a target creature or planeswalker based on the amount of vehicles you have. So it's okay to put in some vehicles here that are on lower cost. You don't just need to have like 8 mana bombs. You can have some 3 mana bombs too. So we don't hate that at all. We don't need to go too big. Celestis is kind of like right on the cusp, right? There's a vehicle. Conqueror's Galleon, perfect. Just another sweet vehicle, right? You can summon this thing, flip it, and it does all the modes that you really want this deck to do. You can ramp a little bit, which is nice. You can pay 2 to draw a card, then discard a card. That's really big for our program because we want to keep filling our graveyard with our vehicles that pop back to our hand. That's another criteria for Greasefang, is that you get the vehicle for a turn, and then it pops back to your hand on end step. So yeah, a card that kind of converts itself upon attack, or you basically attack, yes. That's really nice. It just sticks, so that's really good. And of course, you have all those functions, right? So it's really decent for us. Okay, Roaming Throne is really disgusting for this deck because this particular card you could just name Rat, and then all of a sudden you get 2 Greasefang triggers. Nasty, right? Or you could name Pilot. You know, for instance, if you had some other pilot synergies, for instance. So that's nice. Panharmonicon seems like a good fit for us. Forsaken Monument. Don't know if I'm going to be playing too many colorless sources. These are all very interesting, like playing the Oswald Fiddlebender kind of vibes, like these ones that kind of stick and get like incredible value. Obviously the Portal is a very good card. There's going to be some sweet ones, some sweet lands for us too. The Cavern is good, Command Tower. You're going to want probably to go snow. Could probably go snow. Just for blood on the snow. You could probably do this if you wanted to fetch up an artifact. Inventor Sphere. Mana Confluence is very good. Mech Hanger. Very key card for us. This is the one that's going to basically crew one of our vehicles without power. We can just pay into this by mana and make one of our vehicles become a creature. It's huge for the program. Big stuff. Yep, Mana Confluence is good because we're in Orzohv. We're in 2 colors. Sorry. Nykthos should be fine too. You know, really though, not playing too many colors in this deck, to be honest, so we can probably say goodbye to that. Do love Plaza. Plaza is definitely good to cast Greasefang, like a 3 mana commander. Yeah, and we're playing a lot of colorless and legendaries so far. I think I need to go through the black legendaries as well. May have missed some. Roadside Reliquary. Spire's probably pretty good for us. This will add a mana of any color as long as we have an artifact on the battlefield. Pay a life. Don't think we need a Courtyard. Take a Mycosynth, I guess. I'm not playing tribal, but this is a hell of a card. And I think we're about the end of that. Let's check out our legendaries. I think I missed a few. Ashnod. That ain't half bad, really. I mean, you do want to connect with most of these vehicles, but some of them, they just get the trigger on attacking. You know, like a Parhelion gets a trigger on attacking. Some of them just do pure damage, though. That is true. Braids is very good for us. Basically, we go to end step with Braids, we sacrifice our vehicle, get the value from it, vehicle goes back to the graveyard, we're very happy. Egon also very good because we play this for the backside. Oh, that's its like card style. There we go. Oops. There you go. Now it's projected. The Throne of Death. You play that for the 1 mana side, you get those like constant mills on your upkeep, and then you can get a little gas by paying into it and tapping it. So, very valuable spell. Gix, the Yawgmoth Praetor, is just pretty much just a major bomb in general. Now, people like have dissuaded me from like playing Liliana of the Veil in the past with this deck. But I think it's kind of very similar to like kind of the things we want to do. We get to plus up on it. And I think it's fine because, you know, we can kind of keep that gasoline going with our vehicles. I want to try it. I don't think I'll be mad at it. Here's a vehicle. Gron the Gatebreaker, 4 mana, legendary artifact vehicle, trample. As long as your turn you control an army, Gron the Gatecreeper is an artifact creature. Oh. So you have to control an army of some sort, right? Henrika is also interesting too. This is choose one that you haven't done yet. God, that's kind of hot stuff, man. I mean, we wouldn't get the attack with the vehicle if we were swinging in with it, but I don't hate it either. It's kind of like a wrinkle without the repeatable value. It's in each player clause. You can get a little gas. Then it transforms into a flying death touch lifelink. That you can pump. Let's go, Henrika. I think we're gonna co-op that with a wrinkle and have some fun there. There we go, baby. This is probably, even in EDH, what a bomb for this deck. You have to imagine that like you're kind of out-tempoing your opponents when you start swinging with this and you have a vehicle to sacrifice every turn. Because you're going to connect with your wrinkle and you're going to sacrifice your vehicle that you want in the graveyard, and then your opponents are going to have to start sacrificing creatures that they don't want to sacrifice. And that they're not going to get back. So that's what's kind of the appeal of wrinkle. And then you can kind of do the group hug thing too. You can all just draw a card. Everybody can just draw a card. You know, you get some gas, and you know you're kind of already ahead. You know, you can get further ahead. So I really don't mind like kind of the group hug thing either. And you do a little drain there too. So that's a little interesting. So you could basically just go for all modes. You know, literally at the EDH table, just. Each player discards a card, each player draws, each player sacrifices. I feel it's like something that you could try. And it's fun. You know, it's fun. It's fun, right? Should be fun. It's fun for everybody to draw. This card is not exactly fun, but it is very good. It doesn't really fit our thing, what we're doing exactly. So maybe we'll skip the Sheldred this time and go for like a Yogg. Yeah, Yogg is much better here because we're going to be sacrificing a creature, putting a 1/1 counter on something and drawing. That seems much better. I really like this card a lot, but better for organic creatures, right? Crimes, probably won't be making too many crimes for this deck. I was thinking that board wipes probably do a lot better in this particular kind of deck because you're playing lots of vehicles. So, I mean, you could probably do like a Boromir, Radadrobic angle to it. You could probably add that in and play like a few board wipes. You know, some Wraths, you know, some you know, Deluge, maybe like at least like a Deluge or two, right? Probably want everything removal. But might have some options. I do love his Sheldred. I think Sheldred is wonderful here. Yeah, we do like it. Just like that interaction, really. Do love the Bola Citadel here, of course. Do we want any of the Lilianas? It's not terrible. Don't know if we're like totally synergized though with it. We are playing like a Reanimator thing from the graveyard. I don't mind like a bomb like this in the deck. I mean, that's a major bomb. Valgavoth. Could consider it. Like, we do have Reanimate. We can play like the other reanimation spells. Kind of are mixing it up a little bit already. So, oops, sorry. Might be narrow now for this particular version, but you know, as we move into a little bit stronger things, we can kind of pivot a little bit. I really don't mind the Garazaketh though, because that's kind of what we're trying to do, right? Is sacrificing things. Let's try it. Meat hook. Yep. We have a Phyrexian Tower for sacrifice. Takanuma is very good to build our graveyard. Lotho, Denethor, Kaya, Luris, yes. No, I don't want it as a companion. Just chillin' as Luris. Zorline? What you doing, Zorline? Okay. There's Raddrabek. I think it's a fine. Basically just whenever one of our legendaries dies, create a token of it, if it's not legendary. It's fine. I think I got most of the stuff I wanted for the legendaries. It's pretty sweet. Okay, so I think we got like our sacrifice kind of action flowing pretty nicely, actually. So now we just have to start building our graveyard up. So, let's see. I always think Fester Leech is like always a really interesting choice, really. Oh, it's so dry here in Vegas, guys. It's so cold and dry all of a sudden. The body is like trying to acclimate. It's really difficult. I've had success with this before. Just thinking if we're playing enough spot removal for it to be... Like in mono black, I can play a decent amount of spot removal for this card. Kind of make sure we get in. There will be a little bit of zombie synergy for whatever reason. Let's see what else we got. I think I like the Triton. Just like on the enter the battlefield trigger. Definitely love the ripples. This is the big upgrade, guys, and I'll probably feature this in the paper deck tech. This is the one of the bigger pulls now, is it's just continually mill. And you can get a lot of gas back for paying into it. Pay 1 and pay 3 life, and then you can return one of those cards to your hand. It's pretty mega. Butler's always been there, working hard. All these cards put cards into our graveyard to an extent. Sorry. It's a little expensive, that -2. You really kind of want to just work up that +1. Timberet's like an incredible amount of milling into your graveyard. I don't mind the breach. Breach is always good, right? It's just such a strong card. Also mills us too. Kind of fuels our graveyard. We can get a finisher that way. Alright, 15 spots. I think it's time to start adding some vehicles. And probably put in an orb too. Just for good measure. And the vehicles. And you want them to be good, you know. These are very good. Creeper Reckoner rate is very good. I'm glad I typed in vehicles. Not just vehicle, because this card is an absolute bomb. Just giving your vehicles all menace is just crazy. Alright. We're finding the bombs. Vehicle Colossal Plow. Yeah, that one's good. Yeah, I think we're pretty much focused on the good ones, right? Yeah, Sukhothai Soul Ripper. Great 2-mana choice here. It has some sacrifice synergy too. Can put the vehicles back into our graveyard. Heart is a little weak. Copter feels our graveyard. Hearse is pretty decent, but you know, we want more robust vehicles on the bottom end. Argosy is always an interesting one. It's a really... It kind of does what we want it to do. It kind of like lets our vehicles stick around. So I think it's an interesting choice. You could probably play this or a card like Teleportation Circle, right? Yeah, you can like crew a vehicle and have it stick. Weatherlight's good for just getting a lot of gas. We love that. You get to go real deep and look for any kind of historic card. 5 deep when it does combat damage. It's a nice flyer. Really good. Oops. This one's kind of an interesting one because it creates lots of tokens. So it's always just like kind of an interesting one, right guys? Just creates more fodder. Actually not half bad. Love Sky Sovereign for the removal. Could probably play all of these. A 10-7, 7-7. That puts us to 99. So it looks like we're pretty good. I bet there's a new vehicle or two. There has to be. I think I saw them. There's just like a lot of vehicles in general. So the colorless ones are looking semi-decent. Ah, the hover ship. This one definitely caught my eye. I think it's in it. Oh, hello. Can't miss this fool. Guys, this is like the best. Peace Walker Colossus is the best. Another target vehicle you control becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. just basically like cruise up all our artifacts just by paying 1 colorless 1 planes. It's a bomb, and it's a 6/6. It's just crazy. It's like our perfect card for us. It's a great pickup for us. I would like to get that hover ship. I'm a little bit low right now, but thanks for sticking with me, guys. Let me pop this up. I probably would want to find like one more vehicle, to be honest. And it might be like that hover ship later on. It doesn't look like a bad option. But I am pretty happy with the list as it stands. And I really think the only thing we have to do now is set up some lands in here. That's fine. Just kind of like get the lands that have a best chance of being untapped and not punish us too badly. A Schnarl. You can get a Schnarl. Guess. Oh yeah, snow. Snow. Okay. Oh, we got to 100. That's fine. Yeah, I like these kind of cheeky lands too, you know. These are good. Some fetchies. Yeah. You don't have to play snow. What do we get, a meat hook so far? It's kind of a stink. Still had a good amount of basics, but I don't know if we're playing enough for a Faceless Haven. Picking up some more goodies, some more nice lands on the way. Bajuka Bog. I like Castle. Hive is pretty good. Malachor Birth. I feel like I'm kind of missing some lands here, but should be okay. Oh, you know what was so cool about Rada Drobic is that, like, for instance, if you sacrifice like a Parhelion, you could have like another copy of it. Or you could like have another copy of Sky Sovereign. So these legendary artifacts get really juicy with Radadravik. I think that's a cool payoff. I'm pretty happy about that. I think I only needed to make like one cut that I went over with. And then I can trim these lands up, and I should be good because I added a bunch of multi-face lands. So we should be good with just like a single cut. It could probably be a breach, to be honest. Like, very powerful card, but I don't know. I like all the other cards. Kind of like all our things so far. So. Razaketh, huh? It's kind of narrow. Kind of rather have a breach than a Razaketh, to be honest, guys. For now, it's kind of sad. Yeah, breach seems much better. It actually feels a graveyard for a Greasefang. Alright, that makes sense. Alright, this is Grease. Let's go. Show off some of the characteristics of Greasefang, and then we'll wrap it up. Thanks for joining me and watching the gameplay portion of this channel. I've been playing on Arena for about, say, 3 years or so. Have lots of decks, posted lots of decks. Love Aether Hub, love Moxfield, love them all. Primarily using Moxfield right now. I just kind of dig the graphics. Okay, let's try it. See if we can get into a vehicle of some sort. Goose is very good, of course. Radadravik. I think I'm good for now. First vehicle has been deployed. I would like to draw like a pretty sweet artifact right now. That would be nice. Oh, we're playing against Pac. I hate that guy. That guy is so annoying. Interesting. This is crew 1, unfortunately. Do want to... Not really using any of these. I can pretty much keep floating this in. I guess it's just one of these ramp pieces here. Kind of unlucky to get this on land 4. You could probably just lose to a Pac right now because of the fetch lands. They just go like this into like a fetch land and they ramp like it's all hell. Kind of created a fetch land there. And they really needed our gas, you know, guys. So it's not looking too hot for us. Oh, that ain't bad. Discard a card. Suppose it is the Aegon. No. Or just this stupid thing. I don't really care about that guy. I love Astronaut's Altar. I'm glad I tried it out. It seems like a very fun card to play, actually. Not dead yet, but could get out of hand pretty soon. Definitely missing our window for this Hawk naturally. Probably could kill that
cannot
land,
protect
at least.
itself. The land fights for us.
Some damage. I think we just gotta kind of go for our crew now. I'm not in combat yet. And then I'll go to the Citadel. So I want to just sacrifice this. I can go into Bola Citadel. Is there anything good there? Man, is it just stuck there? I can shuffle, right? I'm really trying. I'm really trying here. I guess the planes for the ephemerate? Hey, motherfuckers. That really sucked. And I can't even crew it. I'm sad. What a sad game that was. It was the saddest game. Oh, so sad. Yeah, guess keeping the hand without, like, the copter was a good part, but without the big vehicle was not the good part. You know, I still love Bola Citadel though. I still feel like I need it. I need this card. Okay, opponent popping. Good job. No, he's not really what I thought you would do. Thought it'd be a little scarier. I'm still very dead. That is true though. I could not even cast a portal to Phyrexia off my Bola Citadel, so it's kind of a want. Did they trigger their Mythweaver yet? I don't think so. Now they will, right? They just go boom. So much life, man. So much life. Dead. Cool. Yeah. That's the name of the game, is to build a graveyard. I think I got like pretty much most of the cards I know that do build a graveyard. Draw, discard, land tax. I put in land tax. Yeah, I think we got pretty much everything. Let's just make sure I got all the vehicles that I wanted. Didn't miss any, like, you know, bigger ones. A little bit of rampies. Kind of weird verbiage on that, like, create a treasure token for each creature that crewed at this turn. Crew 1 activate only once a turn. So I guess you just do it in one sweepy motion? Okay, sure. Yeah, I think I'm pretty set. Hold on though. Ah, you know what? Ah, this is so good. At least one of these, right? Yeah, like a bitter triumph is so excellent. Maybe you can go down a little ramp. Let's lose like an ornithopter. Yeah. Alright, this was the one that I'll post on the Mox field. If you want to try out Greasefang and do your worst to it. It's not bad. Kind of missing the entomb part, you know. It's kind of like a good payoff for us. No way to fuel the graveyard, so we'll just mulligan this one. Once again, not a way to fuel the graveyard here. Better. This is better. Yeah, probably that, right? Made a discussion for... I mean, they can discard my Surge Hacker mech. That's totally fine. Is that Elish Nord, huh? It's not bad. Build this up a little bit. Let's go black. What's this card do exactly other than just be annoying? Okay. Anything good for you to reanimate opponent? Just the sweet Elish Nord right there. Kind of feels a little spooky, so. Definitely won't be sacrificing our Esper Sentinel, tell you that. Okay, so they opened themselves up. I mean, we're gonna get an art. We should get a vehicle in there, you know. There we go. It's a Sky Sovereign. It's pretty good. No targets, but it does value. And we can continue this up. I can go for the throne. And I can get a couple big hits in there. Let's go pilot. feels good. Looks like they definitely want to hit the board playing cards like these. That felt really good, man. Felt super solid. Did you play like kind of a push and pull type of style there? Have our removal available and our nice pilot here. We're gonna get our board real juicy there. Some nice Greasefang hits. Well, that worked as planned, so that was a good one. All right, let's go for one more, and I'll see you guys in the weekend. Probably look at Greasefang, I guess. Had an Omnath one too, guys. I was kind of work on Omnath a little bit, the Locus of All, because I know you all love that one, and I kind of have some updates for it. So I'm testing it more. So I kind of went with like more of like top of the library playing for that one. Seems good. I think I'm like, kind of fine with going ahead and fetching our shrine here. Yeah, there's the vehicle. The transit charge. So we just go here with our drummy girl. Wouldn't mind like a village rites. Could go Greasefang into village rites. And sacrifice our carriage. Kind of looking at inevitability here with the Greasefang. Reanimate, jeez. Really? Are you sure you want to do that? Okay, it's a bank buster. I'll take those. Thought I would be lit up here by now for my guy, but I'm a mana short, unfortunately. So we'll be able to get that going at least. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and like this then, I suppose. So I can cast my reach. And then I guess we go to combat. actually want to draw with this thing, oddly enough. Oswald. Okay, no reason to send. This send Oswald, yes, please. So far, not too impressed with the Rada drawback, to be honest, guys. I'd rather have this just be a vehicle. Even like the, you need like that hover ship for this format. So I'll probably just take that out, put the hover ship in there. Playing like a Selesnya long game, kind of a disaster. Let's do this. Anything good? Yogg is pretty good, huh? These are, you know, I'm really impressed with this, actually, this carriage here. I really dig it. It's fine. Brains only. Son of a gun. What's that? Cruise 6, huh? I guess it's this. I guess we get farewelled now? I don't know. Okay, Enchantress. Playing a combo deck. Very cool. They're very close. I feel like they're kind of a solo. What is it? Solidity? They're getting closer and closer. Alright, we'll have to actually put our brain on here, huh? I think we could put lethal attack on board here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can play Elish Norn and beef up our squad. And then play a pretty big vehicle. Probably would do the trick right. Yeah, they look pretty dead. Alright guys, so that was the deck. And, you know, I kind of feel guilty putting out a deck maybe that I'm not complete on, but I do think the Radadrobic for like any vehicle, really, like any of them would be fine. Or even like a way to like keep putting stuff into the yard, for instance, like I mean, you want some sort of substance, maybe not just a removal spell. Like a rib skiff, I guess. I don't know about that card. There's a bomb though. That was a 6/5 smacker. This card just seems so interesting with Greasefang because you're just like popping it back and forth, and your opponent's like kind of has a slot machine, and they could go. You know, they'd have to pay into those Manifest Dread cards, right? It's just interesting. Kind of like a limo, but more permanent. Hey, that thing hits pretty hard. Draw a card. Enters, draw a card. Yeah, that's probably the good one. Bomat Bazaar. I think it's better than this. 6/6. Yeah, we'll take the card. Alright, cheers everybody. I hope you enjoyed the Greasefang deck. Game 2 was really good. It felt really smooth, so yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.